Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning. I will never get nobody name up. They was like, they was like, is that a wig? What was that? I said, I don't know. I don't do hair. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say the other women that was in there. Some that at the merriment, they was laughing at the gym with me this morning and said, we know you gonna put them hairstyle. I said, I am. So I know because we got 130. I said I am. I'm gonna put it up there. Now one downvote is Liddell or Kansas. I'm not messing with you. But look who they said that was Crockett. We got Stephen A. Smith attacking her now. Jasmine Crockett.
Been attacking our whole nationality, so it ain't nothing new with him. He's a fascist racist. He all that. He let you know who he is. He ain't holding them up.
But he black.
Stephen Miller ain't.
No, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh man.
I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. You ain't see how they said to my y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. I mean, listen, hey, some laugh with you, some laugh at you. They laughed at me plenty of times. I laughing too, shit. But, hey, it is what it is. But boy, we was rolling. They was like, you gonna put them pictures up? I said, I am. She the one brought up content. She said, oh, they trying to use stuff for content. I said, well, she gave it to me. This what I have wanted to say. I was watching one guy. I was looking for his video, and he was talking about like in Chicago when they raided the hotel. And I get both sides, not the hotel, the apartment complex. But and as he was breaking it down, and it was like what they doing is, what they not telling people is, and it's bad on both sides, but these was the ones that the Democrats had. Remember they took them to Martha's Vineyard and everything?
Yeah.
What's up?
I just can't fathom that, right? Like, I'm still stuck on, you touch my kids, I'm touching you. It's that serious. And the fact that he's just letting this man skate by, but a dude who does something peaceful, that rallies the community to do something peaceful, right? How often do we see people today get groups of people together, rile them up, and go set them loose? Jed Grattan gathered a group of people, got them focused, and did something productive, and he's the fucking monster? This is some bull.
Good morning, family. I'm not trying to start nothing this morning, but I thought this would be a good way to start it. And it's my humble opinion. The reality of America now is that if you had cared when this was happening to black people, it wouldn't be happening to everyone else now. You know, family, I didn't want to come in and start nothing. I just thought that was the perfect title. And that's why I titled the show called The Cleansing. How y'all doing on this wonderful morning? Thank y'all for tapping in with Brother Otis, aka Spacely Sprockets. Let me get my pleasantries out this morning. Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis, shout out to you, good brother. Thank you for tapping in. The lovely Terry Nixon is in the building. The Way of Jesus Christ live stream is in the building. Shout out to my Gaddis. What's up, Pop Gaddis? Big Mama Gaddis. Yogi G is in the building. What up, Yogi? Meat Freaks Barbecue is in the building. Erica Gaddis in the building. How y'all doing? One half of the Wonder Twins. Debbie Clark, how you doing, beloved? I ain't going nowhere. I wouldn't let you leave. You see how I'm dressed. It's cold out here, and I got on 2 or 3 shirts with a flannel on. Hey, you stay warm. Allie Nicole Gaddis Rivers coming in from Miami, Florida. Good morning. Good morning. Andre Holland, good brother. How you doing? How you doing? Concrete, what it do? What it do? Thank you for tapping in. Omar in the building. What you doing? What you doing, good brother? How you doing? And y'all hawk smash that button. Katie, what it do, beloved? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? No Trouble is in the building. How you doing? And shout out to Katie for being a mod. You heard? We're going to get this mod game all the way together. Tony Terry is in the building. Miami Dade 305. Miami Dade County is in the building. Demetria Brown, good morning. Thank you for tapping in. And we got the lovely Kobe Fatty in the building. You heard? How y'all doing, family? How did y'all like that treat that Winters gave y'all last night? She got a lot of people thinking. I don't know if I should. I kind of want to stay off of Facebook, but I thought that was a good thing to start that with the reality of America, family. It's like we right now, we downright diabolical. What's going on? I'm telling you, this is right here. It's man, I'm just telling you, and I will say this. I'm just telling y'all, family. What up, though? I see Winston tapped in. I gotta give up, like I said. I'm gonna give my shout outs. I thought last night it became it, it. To me, I just felt like, what's up, Georgia boy? Top of the morning. I do feel like we in the cleansing stage. To be honest with you, you know, politics bring the good and bad. I would love to come on here and tell y'all there's gonna be a good race. I would love to come on here and tell y'all like the past, the ghost of 2019, like the lovely Miss Claire McClendon would say. You want to get rid of the ghost of the emergency manager, but you got to damn near and get rid of the ghost of pettiness, destroying. What's up, Tasha Lynn? Thank you for tapping in. We got a lot of stuff we got to do here. Tasha Lynn, good morning. Wanda Smith, thank you for tapping in. We kind of got to get it together, family. Because I've been watching a lot of different podcasts and seeing. And when I ran up on that post, because I shared it to my page, the lovely Sherry Allen in the building. Thank you for tapping in, beloved. And you know, I've been having conversations, and it's like we think we done came a long way from the 40s, damn sure from the 30s and 20s, we think, but I don't think we that far away on some of the mindsets that's still in this thing. Cause we, whether people want to believe it or not, we still got what would you say? We still got that Willie Lynch mentality. Just think about it. We got election coming up is upon us. What Yogi G? That's what you know what I'm saying? We got, you would think the number one thing would be, listen, we need to get the water fixed. You would think, even with the president going saying America first, you would think you would try to help here. And like I said, I'll be having conversations in the morning with different, with different individuals. Like all of them don't be with Trevor. A lot of them do. I talk to different people, especially when I go to physical therapy. That's why I be going to physical therapy, because I be trying to get the mind state, like seeing like what am I missing on what's going on out here. I be thinking I be missing stuff too. I be trying to figure out like what am I missing? That's why you'll see me. I have a wife runner. Thank you for tapping in. I have brother Elliot on here. Sweet Cupcake on break. Thank you for tapping in. Good morning to both of you. Good morning to both of you. Because I try to get, and like I say, I try to get the Black Power perspective. I try to get the westernized from the black man, his perspective, because the different things that we go on and who we try to be. It's like we cling on to so many things, and then we still be at the bottom of it, instead of us just really coming together and trying to solve our problem. Like I said yesterday, let me see what Katie said. She said, we've always had people within our community who thinks they are the best and brightest, and should be making the decision for the rest of us. The boule been in the way. Facts. Now, you know what, I didn't watch that, but I didn't seen a lot of it. I mean, and heard the stories about it. No, KD, and I agree with you, and that's what we kind of going through. It's not like, because don't get it twisted. We have bright, we have people who still, and I don't want to really pull it up, Good morning. The lovely Luana Terry is in the building. Thank you for tapping in. Let me get the right banner up. I hit the wrong banner. There we go. Did I put Luana Terry? Let me put you up here. And and I think on the course that probably was set, like I say, we can talk about W.E.B. Du Bois. Good morning. The lovely Carolyn Hendricks is in the building. Good morning. We could talk about all of them and how they did. But I'm not going to shoot them down because they did make great. Believe me, we done got advancements. Donnell Meredith, thank you for tapping in. The lovely Linda Chilton, thank you for tapping in too. We done made advancements. I just think, because you got to think, when you coming through what they was going through back then, Jim Crow before that slavery, and like where you can be hung, you could be, because they had things called the Laughing Barrels in Carolina. Like I say, I just go up and I do a lot of looking back on, do little history lessons. I go back and watch certain things. You had veterans when they came back, fought in World War I, World War II, came back. And as you heard what Brother Elliott said, his father was not even, got put out at the and a lot of us go function to these establishments. I just, like I'm trying to say is that, like, we gotta clean up our own house first before we can really go out and do other business. And I think that's what it is. It don't matter how many brothers we send or sisters we send to these, put them in these positions, the majority of them. And I don't think the residents, because I'm a resident myself, we don't understand with a thing called business. That's why I do feel like some of us should be taking some business classes. And I do believe the fella that, when I was at the Flint Neighborhood United, he was speaking truth about people taking these, going to learn how to be council people. I do really believe that, because I think we getting underperformed from the people who are not the majority. Not, let me say that, not the majority. But like when you get a first ward councilman, current, second ward councilwoman, current, third ward councilwoman, current, the fourth ward councilwoman, current. And let's swing over to the seventh ward. Now we can go with the, it to me, facts, concrete. Fact, Concrete said the ones who we should be listening to, we tend to reject them because their opinions or beliefs may seem too radical, but we love to quote and embrace them long after they're gone. Facts. See, a lot of these people, like, and I was just, like I said, and I think too, we get caught up and we forget things we done. And I'm gonna say this. That's why when you done did certain things, people don't tend to forget. Like, if you really ain't had no sit down and you really having a conversation, that's why with me, I was leery on trying to do that meet and greet for the candidates. It sounded like a great idea, family. It sounded good. But when you start seeing all the stuff that you was gonna have to do, and it's still, people still hold certain grudges. Even myself, I'm not gonna tell you, like, I'm not mad at certain people, but I can. I'm not too big to where I will put my silliness, I'll put my pettiness to the side to go ahead, you know what I'm saying? But in the way politics in America, it's a dog eat dog. It ain't for the weak. That's why I'm telling you, there's no way I could run for a seat to do nothing. Like the little BS that I didn't just took, like I said, just doing a podcast, the BS that we didn't, you know what I'm saying, that you got to take. And I ain't forgot some of the things I went through. Maybe people on the other side might have a grudge just like I got. Like, no, they ain't forgot. That's why I tell people, you can't, you know what I'm saying? When you ain't got, see, and I'm going to be honest, other races, they know how to, what's up, the Williams Corporation? Other races, they know how to still go do business. We don't. See, we'd be so, I'm telling you, one of it, me right here, I just use myself. You have been and played me. You see, I get on here and say, I want, you know what I'm saying, how I got played. It's hard to let that go. It's hard to let it go. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? When you done seen people come out and believe me, I'll tell you about most of the people that I didn't fell out with, let me be honest, who of all of them, you see, Tanya, she still me and Tanya can call the phone and we'll talk. Can get it out. I respect things like that. My number not blocked on Art. He can still call. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you can work things out. But when you like, if you don't really put it out there on the flow and you really put what's going on, stuff can be misconstrued. And that I mean, what you know, what people take it like, we you know, that's in the past. A lot of stuff don't be forgot in the past. We tend to say we leave it in the past, and I'm talking about the far as the black vote in the city of Flint. Somehow we need to get back to the days like before, and then we can probably get back to running things how it should be ran. It should never just be in the hand of a few. If it is, it should be all working on the same page. I'm not saying the businesses or the things that's going on, y'all gonna be able to stop it. You can't stop nobody. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna stop it. But you could make it fair. Maybe take the approach. And I didn't know the man, the former mayor of Detroit back in the day, Coleman Young. And I'm just going from people that I done heard the stories. I done just heard the stories where like he told them, we gonna give, you know, I know I can't give them, I can't give them, you know, I might can't give them steak, but at least what's up, Michael B? I can give them some, you know, some gravy and a biscuit, but we can do something. And I think that's what, you know, far as here. I'm not saying, you know, I get on here, we bash the mayor, you know, the current mayor right now, and we can talk junk about the former mayor. But it to me, in my humble opinion, until we figure, you know, till we can sit down and take out a lot of but we all done played games. I feel like, I'll use myself, do I think 21, if I'm doing something, he should be suspicious if he feel like if he could coming over here trying to do something, I would be suspicious. But sometimes you might, what up, Chris Caleb? Nah, sis Audrey running in the second ward. Chris Caleb. Nah, sis Audrey in the second ward. Let me see. Flinty Lex have been to bury your opponent and all the dirt you can, and people don't forget that. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. All right, that's what I was trying to say. Piece of hair. That's what I was trying to say. People don't forget it. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying, but when you just start, let me see. Okay, let me see. I see one up in here. How you doing, good brother? It's people that's running for seats. This coming from Kevin Tate family. This ain't me. It's people that's running for seats that are Neely's family. It's people that are running for that don't live where they say they live. It's a lot going on, and I'm going to put it all on the floor. Oh, okay. Well, see that's facts, facts, Chris Caleb. Like I say, Cream going. My only thing is when you get in the mud with it, it don't to me, and you know, it's just like, and I get it. Like I said, I get it. I just think it ain't no, you know what I'm saying. People don't forget things that was done. Good morning, Eleanor Wicker, but it's a sticky situation, man. How to stay focused and people taking shots at you, but that's when you gotta have some thick skin. You know what I'm saying? He out here doing the work. You know what I'm saying? You just got to take thick skin. And I'm gonna say it again. But just look in the second ward. That's gonna be a hell of a fight. But I'll say once again, long as we keep running like this, we gonna be splitting the vote. Just go look at it. Go. Listen, we can go with the Arab community. You think they finna have about 4 or 5 different people running? They finna get one person they gonna get behind or whatever, and how many seats they gotta take. They gonna get behind their people. It's called having more or having organization. They know how to play the game. But see, what we do, we gonna get caught up. We're gonna be trying to air each other out. The other side not gonna do it. They're gonna play it smooth. And I will say that they will play it smooth. I'm not. That's why you heard me say, listen, this is how real I am with this whole thing. We're open. If anyone want to do it, like I say, it can be Dion, Carol, Art, First Ward. We have no problem doing advertising over here. I have no problem with y'all. I have no problem. Second Ward. And y'all know, Liddell, how we feel with I have no problem. Because I have no problem. Listen, hey, if we at them events and you pull up, I mean, we there, if you happen to walk by, I have no problem. But if you don't, it's no problem neither if you want to come by and you take a shot. Good morning, the lovely Beverly Biggs Levy. I have no problem with that neither. Gaming Genie. Hey, for sure. Hey, if it is, don't worry about it. Thank you for tapping in, though. Thank you. Yeah, I'm being serious. Let me see. So I have a lot of things I have to prove just because I know you don't mean because you're the same. Yeah, it's no friends in politics. That you know what, we are learning that right there. Is no friends in politics. But that's sad that if you was a friend before and then when politics come in it, you want to fall out. That's what's bad about this politics thing. It's bad. And I will say that it's bad. If we was friends before, just because I'm running, I wouldn't. Hey, and if you Game Genie, if you ain't subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. You know, it ain't gonna hurt nothing if you don't mind. Miss Eunice, thank you for tapping in. And I'm gonna say that if that come, that's what I'm saying. We got to know how to do better business. And I was saying, can't y'all see that allegedly what they say they call Gretchen Whitmer a dino, Democratic in name only? You don't think she doing? See, we get caught up in the nonsense. And I'll say this again: we gonna get caught up, and then it be looking crazy later on when you see the mayor have his people up in that spot again. This is how. I'll say it again. Loving me, good morning. Thank you for tapping in. We keep playing this game, and this mayor be right back in. I'm listen. We Constance, good morning. I'm trying to tell you, we got to do like we got to do better. But I'll just say me. I only can speak for me. I will not partake into none of the BS. I'm just gonna tell you. That's why. How do you win the unwinnable game? Play it. Don't fall for it. Go for it. And that's why I say he cannot fall into the trap of going back and forth. When they go low, just drop your facts. Just come with the heat. That's how you stop it. And you can really, and I'm saying this, just come with the facts. You can bring heat on. You can really put it down. You can, and I get what the brother was saying. Hold on, I just got an email, family. Let me read this to y'all. Let me see. This is one of them good ones. It says, sorry, you already hit this, but seems like a good show topic. Homeless nonprofit in Cali just got raided. The CEO and his wife were balling out, stealing tens of millions of dollars, living in a mansion, Range Rovers, kids in private schools, vacations via chartered, private jets, the whole nine. Alexander Sufer, 42, boss of Abundant Blessings, was accused of pocketing $23 million in public funds, lining his pockets with at least $10 million of it, according to federal prosecutors. LA charity head accused of stealing $23 million in public funds. We don't think none of that stuff going on here. That's why I said the cleansing. The cleansing. Facts, well, yeah, you got to play it. You can't. And that's why I will say, if any advice that'd be take, what's up, Merc 76? But if only thing, thank you for tapping in, beloved. Only thing I can say is don't let them pull you off your square. Don't get it twisted. I done had some of the most BS came at me, and I still come on here. Y'all don't remember when 21 was coming out, 810 hoes. I remember my cuz used to be calling me, cuz, did you hear? I'm like, man, I don't care. Hey, facts, Chris. Let me see what Donnell said. It's sad to hear some folks in Flint living with poison water, yet they still think Neely is doing a great job as mayor. Hey, listen, and this is how we get caught up. I'm just telling you, with that much money stolen, what about the money here? Just think about this, and you know what I'm saying. And this is me being honest. I think it would all look like I said. It just, and I told you I watched our live. Was it Saturday? Was it Friday? I watched his live, and I'm telling y'all, without a doubt, I was like, damn, it had me look a different way. It had me look, like I say, we like with this. When I got this email, just looking at it with the nonprofits. Just think about the nonprofits here. You had state rep want to go put in, was it 25 million to 30 million? But I'm just saying, family, and this where it kind of baffles me at, like, yeah, we talking about the state rep doing it, but what about the other people doing it? See, we had mentioned, because I just let them know they weren't gonna let them do it. See, right here, look at this brother Clack on here, 94.7 million, and all we got was a $300 water credit. Y'all better vote some people that gonna speak up, and that's what I'm saying. Then you want people who can't be told to, you want a person. I'm not saying you're not gonna get in there, and at the end of the day, but you do want some people. You do want some people that can be a little independent. I'm not gonna get up here and tell y'all somebody gonna go ahead and get their life took for y'all because to do it how y'all want it done. No, we being delusional. But I'm saying, can we get some gravy with the biscuit? That's all I'm saying. Chris Caleb, I'm gonna say this to you, brother. I would have said at least state rep. I don't think I think that's a step down to her running for 7-4. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think she will run. Listen, I don't think she can run for dog catcher in Flint, to be honest with you. And that's no disrespect. I'm trying to be honest. I think, and that's what is sad, because like I say, I don't know all. I can talk about, and I'm gonna take me out of, and y'all family, get them likes up. The likes ain't matching the views. So oldest today. Yeah. Listen, it's so much money. That's why when y'all be hearing me talk, when I'm sitting up here, and this is where the delusional at for the little man, and y'all know I'm the little man. I'm at the bottom. Y'all see we on here trying to get it. I'm down there like I'm trying to find 6 or 7 new jobs. You heard? Uh-oh, hold on. I got another one for you. More juicy details. Board of directors was fake. All the nonprofit real estate was a rented room from himself at his above market rates. Oh, lived in a $7 million mansion, and his wife drove matching $125,000 Range Rovers. Vacation mansions in Europe. Purposely hired unqualified, useful idiots to be his accountant and sign government and tax paperwork. After billions of dollars to nonprofits, homeless in Cali is worse than ever. Facts, y'all know I've been hollering that out. Good morning, the lovely Sandra Nichols Martin. But just think about here. I'm not knocking them, but what Then Tanya Jones just tell y'all somebody froze to death. I think it finally probably hit the news now. Sandra Nichols, thank you for tapping in. Yeah, she should remove her pride and do it. Man, listen, let me tell you something, Chris. I don't think she doing. Let me see this. No, hey, this here we go. Clack is in the building. Clack said that lying mayor messed up Dr. Weaver's name. Got people thinking she stole 20 million. She was in court all the time. If she stole, they would have found it. He better hope I don't get elected. He cooked. I mean, Clack, the way they got the clerk office, and as you heard, state rep not even tripping no more. And that's why this was even more better. Oh, hold up, we gonna get it. That person that froze to death is still has not hit the news. Wow! Shout out to M Live and if y'all ain't put that in the news, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. Let me see this. Let me see what KD said. National News says Michigan has much more debt than Minnesota. Hot damn. Hey, Clark, I'm not telling you not to fight. I'm telling you get in there and fight. That's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you not to fight. I just want you to know it's an uphill battle. You know what I'm saying? Now you go in there and go fight right now. As you campaigning right now, I'll be knocking on every door. And you also might have to be, I might be filing cases too on Davina's ass just to be like, make sure the clerk office is right. I'll be looking at a whole lot of stuff and making sure, you see, I'll be making noise like, no, we need to have a forum. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me see what Dreamer says. Dreamer says the state rep don't do blank. And has she done any interviews? No, she ain't did no interviews. Has she passed any laws that she wrote? She votes whatever the guy sits next vote. She sits next to votes. Wowzers. I'm just telling you now, you gotta, see, this is, you gotta make, and I don't know, like I say, this new thing is called social media, but you still, the best ground game is getting out there knocking on doors. You know, you running for state rep, you know, you're gonna have to be hitting every ward. You're gonna have to hit that 9th ward. You're gonna have to hit that 8th ward. You're gonna have to hit that 4th ward. You gotta let the people know who you is. And you gotta watch again. That's why when you look at like I guess who was the guy that was your campaign manager? See, people need to know things like that, man. And I know people don't probably want to hear about that. I don't care. But see, people got to know things about people who didn't play games. Oh, when the mayor can call you and tell you, you know, I need you to do this, and you may be on the ENA board. You know what I'm saying? That you can be that you can be a phone call and have you breaking going against the things that were set up to keep people in check. See, them things need to be talked about. You can't sit up here. You know, you have to be honest with yourself. See, a lot of people be sitting up playing games and, oh, I don't want to out this. That's the only thing I said about our live. Like, I'm used to putting people big, like putting them out there. PYLP gelling, what it do? I'm just telling, and then you got to get out here, like the brother, whoever the individual said, you got to get the youth out of the mad. You got to do something they ain't done. Y'all don't remember when Barack was running? Barack sold some shoes that he was a senator at this time. Barack had shoes on, they had holes at the bottom. Sometimes you have to play it. You have to go out there. You might lose down there 15, 20 pounds, Clack. On days you going out there walking. I mean, you have to get out there. You're going to have to do this because you know you're going up against a machine. Hell, even the machine might like you. They might say, hold on, we might can work with him. You never know. Well, Kevin Tay, I'm just going to, Granny G, thank you for tapping in. I'm just going to go with this, Kevin Tay. You say everybody need, why we going to show them now? They ain't been showing them. Don't do it. I'm just telling you how I am. Don't put the rules in now. Wait till I get in, then we can go ahead and go back through the rules. Let's don't do that now. We've been let people ride. Why will we do that now? And I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. Why will we do that now? Why will we do, that's my thing. Why will we do that now? when you didn't do it, the clerk office ain't doing nothing now. Don't do. Only thing I say, Davina, just let the people who they vote for, let them get in there. We not doing no tax records. We not doing, because they ain't been doing residency. And we can damn near go up under any administration. The residency has been a problem, as we seen with that clerk office. So no, we not gonna, I'm not gonna go for that one. We got to hold up. I got to get in first. Let me get in, then we'll figure it out. Then we can figure it out. Yeah, but she ain't being sued, so we got to get people in. You know what I'm saying? She should have been. I think that would have been more of a big thing. You know what I'm saying? To get behind that, like how Miss Biggs went down there and went down there and wanted to, getting signatures for the clerk office. But even on that, we got to hold on. Let me see what Clark said. I didn't have a team. I had me and my son. Well, listen, you got to get everybody, your friends, Clark. I raised 1,300, but still got almost 4,000 votes. If I got a piece of support, I could kick some butt. I feel you on that, Clark. But that's what they should be doing. That's what I'm saying. That the Timu Boulay of Flint, that's how you know the rig is in, Clark. I'm just telling you. I'm going to just say, the Timu Boulay of Flint, if they didn't get behind you, man, you know what I'm saying? I would tax them too, to be honest with you. Might make something happen. I would tax them. Too many nonprofits been going on around here. It was many ways people could go ahead and do help. Believe me, I'm learning it. But I know I came off a little rough around the edges. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might have came off a little rough. I'm just telling you how y'all want to play it. I mean, I came in there rough. I came in asking I need a millie. I'm telling you, when me and Winters went down there to the community foundation, I came right in. What do you need, $1 million? They looked at me because I'm just telling you how I went. This is what I need funding for. I guess I was, they say you got to crawl before you walk. I feel like we've been crawling when I bought all this stuff. That was the crawl. I need to see that, I need to get in. That's what I'm saying. You got to get out here and do something to make people notice you, Clack. I'm just telling you. Let me see. Flint paid a terrible price for non-residency. Josh Freeman of Davidson. Now they will call when I'm up here. Scott, Kincaid sold your water pipe. And they didn't live in Flint. Leon Griggs' residency has to get cleaned up. That's why I'm saying the cleansing. And you never know. The brother I might be the brother that can come on and do the cleansing. Sister Carol might be the one can come in and do the cleansing. Good morning, Miss Karaja. Thank you for tapping in. You never know. Facts. You see, Clark? Listen, Clark. Much as being this woman that fell out, she giving you game right there. She's saying team up with Mari. Get the young folks. That's what you got to do. And you see what Winnie said. She said they didn't do it for Liddell, Leon, Walling, Josh Freeman. See what I'm saying? We've been why not Josh Freeman? I get it. Why not? But if you should have done right. But I've been telling y'all, when y'all sit up there and let Inez Brown see I'll be looking at people who ain't hollering saying we need a new clerk. You know what I'm saying? But you also have to have something in place. You don't sit up here and you go from Satan to the devil. I'm just saying you don't do that. You got to make sure what you got lined up. But Clark, you gotta hit that whistle down. And I will be at every club because for state rep you ain't got to focus. You can hit all of them. And you're going to have to go to all these other meetings. You got to show them people you worth it. Thank you, Granny G. The lovely Granny G coming from G Rappers. You heard A10 putting in the work. People remember that the water's not fixed. $10 super chat. That's what I'm saying. You got people water not fixed. Just think about it. I think it's a slap in the face when I see the mayor. I'm going to tell you. And when I see him, I be respectful. I ain't never dissed him. when we be up in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with 90% of the stuff he doing, but I don't know. I'm looking from the outside. My big thing is why the water not fixed. Are doing a cancer cluster study. It's a new a rise up on kidney disease. I was listening to that brother show when he's talking about all the family, how he said he was going to 4 funerals a week. Man, listen, let me tell you something. I'm trying to tell you, I just talked about the family members I lost. I'm talking about friends, Look, Flint, it's only so many people. Like, hey, we all know each other. I'm talking about friends that was losing people. We all was experiencing that. But when I was listening, it made me think about it. What about the people who died before 2014 from cancer? See, we ain't looking at all of that. We just talking about when they acknowledged it. Look at all the other stuff that was going on. Ain't like cancer just popped up. It came hard when we started noticing it. But see, a lot of that stuff we got to look at once again. And this why I be talking about the poor people. And I had some stuff I wanted to put up on here was going to be kind of off the chain, but kick it with y'all this morning. Just think about it. We sitting up here, and I was telling somebody, we had the right laws when I'm saying I'm talking about America had the right laws on how to treat people. Think about this right here. Do they gonna have to make some new laws up on how if water poison? Like we up here people is being poisoned, water still not fixed. And this what we going through, but we looking over here, don't get me wrong. And I blame the Democrats for this. We looking over here. You see how people mind be took off. They worrying about what's going on in Minnesota. We still being poisoned here in Flint. You talking about the fraud they did in Minnesota. What about the fraud that's going on here? So we got to sit up here, but just think about it. And then when they did it, and let's be honest with it, we can sit up here and say, when they brought Doge in, it was defined government corruption, this and that. Was it really defined government corruption, or was it used to go after who the president was mad at? Because just let's be honest. You see it here. You saw people go after people. Let's be honest. Thank you, beloved. Let me see. Hold on, let me get this together. Hold on 1 second, family. Let me take this call. Hold on 1 second. My bad, family. My bad. I got that's my co-host coming on in, they running late. So that's what let me see what Carol King said. Dodge harvesting information on the entire U.S. population, then selected how it is used. That's what I'm saying when you going through stuff like that. This is why, and I'll say this again. It was a sad thing that happened down in Minnesota. I was saying, and they killed somebody else. But when you got people, and I'm just saying this, family, when we was, and this why I have to get on the Democrats, and I'm trying to be open and honest, but if you brought in 10 to 20 million, allegedly, if that is true, and I'm not saying they not coming in people that will probably most likely worked hard, they want to do better for themselves. But if you allowed them to come in, I'm talking about the Democrats, you allowed them to come in, you should be, the politicians who voted for this should be held accountable. And I'm not saying it's right on how they doing grabbing the people, but this is the same stuff that we've been going through. Do you want to go back and pull up history? It's the reason that they don't want to show. That's why I say, watch that movie Gangs of New York, and you can see when the people coming in. Just sit up here, go watch when you hear, go ask Chinatown, why haven't been crushed? Go see when you hear about the black towns that they've been crushed. Go see when you can come in our communities and we can't move in your communities. And I wonder why that's like that. So now that they coming, and don't get me wrong, I tell y'all, I be feeling like damn. But how are you going to get in somebody with? And I'm not saying it's right or if it's wrong, but how are you going to get interfere with the president saying he want them gone? You cannot listen. You cannot come and listen. I don't agree with a lot of the laws on the books. Believe that. We didn't been through this. We can go back through history. I keep this. I don't know if they do these people who got here do y'all understand? Jack Johnson was the first black heavyweight champion. From him winning, they went and had a lynching day. Do you understand? They went and had a lynching day. When you have conversations with people and saying, like, don't get it twisted. I have conversations with people. They seeing like this ICE stuff ain't nothing wrong with it. Then you got, and I'm telling you, from what you get from a conservative to what you get from a liberal, it's cold-blooded. What you get from both sides, you got some, I told you. I was having a conversation about what happened to the fella down in California about him, the ICE agent putting back on his outfit, putting back on his uniform, coming out, killing it. Do you understand? Me and the person didn't see the eye on that. The individual said they believed in that the officer was right, and I believed in that the fella that got killed was right. I said, but he was shooting in the air. Told me it's illegal to shoot in California, shoot your guns. I said, there's so many laws on the book that we overlook. I said, there's so many, but that's the one you wanted to carry out. That's the one you wanted to go do. I said, and you know what he said? You go look at the Keith Porter, but ain't nobody looking at that one. I don't think so, Williams Corporation. Have anybody paid attention? Now, that one didn't get brought up. They want to put that on the side. But you know what they brought up? What happened to that young lady in Minnesota. And that was wrong what happened. And then look, she almost could have hurt this person. She could have, you see how they make the laws up, but see that, come up with certain things. And you see how two different people see it. And it was a killing. But you got a segment of our community that believe in nothing wrong with that, on how people being mistreated. Like they see, we cleaning it up. Even with the DC, you had some people know they needed to do this. DC was bad. Are you serious, dude? But this is how our news, TV shaped the minds of certain individuals. You can go on Google and find anything to support your idea. You can go find anything to support your idea. Let me see this, what Ron Uncut said. The ICE agents could be your father, brother, uncle, nephew, or friend behind those masks. What Constance said, Jim Crow at work. It says Trump, Carolyn said, Trump's just using that as campaign tactic. He has immigrants working for him. And that's why I'm saying the BS come in the game. Look at MTG. Remember her? She was mega down until it hit her household, and then I believe she had people working for her. Yeah, but Miss Tia, they both parties benefit from illegal labor. Either way, we the American citizens are hurt. But that's the thing. Then you see, just think about this. You have mayors jumping up, going crazy. We ain't gonna do this and that. Then when you seeing your own residents here, and I get it because we don't get the full understanding, but all we see is they cut our benefits over here, but they getting benefits. That is, you know what I'm saying? But that is not, to me, I blame the people that's in these positions, like your politicians who done that. I blame them, just like you saw Trump just send $40 billion over to Argentina. We can't also say, like, you know what, like I had a conversation with plenty of people where they blew the money in Flint. Okay, the money, they didn't do it right. I'll give you that. They didn't do it right. But what about when you see the Pentagon, $1 trillion came up missing? When you go see the wasteful spending, just like that 40 billion going to Argentina. But see, and this what is crazy because we on this scale, on the bottom. We can see people on the top. We look at that and be like, oh, nothing wrong with that. We don't see them. We don't look at that as waste. You know what the American will look at? Oh, no, but that's waste going to that. You can see the waste here, but you can't see the waste there. You can see the billionaires doing all this and that, blowing money to the left, blowing money to the right. There's no problem with that. But if you feel like if they come help here, you got a problem with getting stuff together here. So it's all right. Okay, they sent the money to let the people still bathe in the poison water. I'm just saying this is the mind state when you're dealing with certain individuals. Like I tell you, when I be sitting down, because I'll be moving around. Like when I be hearing the people, I'll be like, damn. And let me tell y'all something, family. When I listen to people try to justify, I'm not saying he not the Williams Corporation. Like I told you, I've been talked about. They said all the money they blew, but he's no gangster than the other ones. What's up, Cuzzo? He no gangster than the other ones. See, we get caught up in saying like all of them is gangsters is up in there. All of them is. You know what I'm saying? I just can't pull one out and separate one from the other one. All of them that's up there in Congress and in the House of Representatives in the the Senate, gangsters. And even to the White House, gangsters. Even to your mayor, to the local, gangster. Ain't none of them not gangster. All of them have used their power to do what they want to do. Just look at Chris Christie. But see, we you know what I'm saying? We act like these are, just think about it. People, and this would throw me out. People, y'all praise Donald, not Rumsfeld. What was his name? The vice president for Bush Jr. He just passed. What was his name? Damn, the one that shot his lawyer. What's his name? He just passed away. What's his name? God damn, I can't think of his name. Remember when facts concerts, I call them educated thugs. Dick Cheney. Did y'all see how people was sitting up here, was bragging on Dick Cheney? Oh, because he was going against Trump. Did people forget how he acted with Obama? People just forget that. People, but like I said, y'all can, this is some of the Magnolia. Thank you for tapping in, beloved. Thank you for tapping in. We like some of the most fickle people in the world. Cause he didn't like Trump, he became a great person. I'm just telling you, this just like when Biden sat up here and praised strong thing. I'm not mad at Biden did that. What you thought he wasn't going? You thought he wasn't going to do it? Shit, we looking at when they speak on. Listen, when you see all them presidents, hey, hell, even with Obama when he said fires bragging on Reagan, wow. But we sit up here and we like that. Wow. I'm just saying, but this is the stuff because they painted. Hey, facts. Same thing. McCain. Yeah, people forgot McCain when he to hold up on MLK Day, but then they go get these certain people that. Good morning, Lydia McNeely. Thank you for tapping in. What Purple Lily Hayes said, Clark motivation is for Flint, but other cities want to know what is agenda for them. If they not hearing Clark working on their behalf and only concerned for Flint, then he should run for council. The lovely Deborah Luna's in the building. How you doing, beloved? The facts. The dreamer, he started people on drugs. And you know what, you got people to sit there and tell you, oh, well, you just you gotta take that. This is how you know when I'm sitting up here, when you sitting up here having these conversations with people and you be like, are you that big of a damn fool? What's up, Jasmine? Are you that, I'm not saying you, I'm just talking, Jasmine, but how you doing, beloved? Thank you for tapping in and go blue. But I'll be like, are you that big of a damn fool that do you understand when we watch them shows, Crack Babies and all this, when you seeing, listen, crack was a hell of a thing. When they had people would sell their own daughters. Yeah, I didn't want you to think I was, when I was about to go into my little tirade or whatever. That's why I was making it, getting it right. And I held on to it. Sometimes I've been just flipped out something and it wasn't meant for you. But the facts. Like, listen, when people acting like they worrying about, like, when they start putting, remember, just I forgot that one senator when he ran his wife. This stuff that we seeing ain't nothing new. We seeing soup being reheated and we don't know how to deal with it. Some people, the soup that been reheated so many times, they think it's the same soup that just got made last night. What's up, Alan? Thank you for tapping in. Facts. And that's why I tell people, go, but you know what you'll get a person to say? Oh, so what? And I get it why you have people with a mind state like that and can say, oh, well, because let's just go back to the plantation. Let's show you where this oh well started from. And they don't even see it in 2026. They can just tell you, oh well. Because go watch the movie The Godfather when he say, no, we just put the drugs in the black community. You go watch that movie Snowfall. You turned the generation into your own population into drug addicts. And then you come back with the Street Strikes Law. Then you want to start locking them up. Just go look at the welfare situation. Oh, we don't want the father in the household. This is your government. This is your government. Hey, look, I'm not knocking even leading up to our ex-kids. Look at this. Oh, we want you to have a baby, and we're going to help you for the first 6 months or the first year, and we're going to do this for you. See, well, they're not dropping powder. It's from the lovely Deborah Luna. Well, they're not dropping powder in the hood, not rock. And not salt neither, huh? Black America hasn't recovered since the crack era of the mid-'80s. And you know what you can get? Oh, we can do it in the national defense because they couldn't get money from Congress to fund. So you know what we'll do? Let's introduce dope. And y'all, and then when Reagan the one dare fires drugs and people sit up here and praise him like Reaganomics. Just go look at this. We had Obama saying it. I'm a Reagan Democrat. Are you serious? And guess what Reagan, when he announced when he was running for president at down in Mississippi. Come on in. Oh, no, just talking to the family for a second. Just talking about how they made Reagan out to be something. And like how they praise him, and he brought drugs into the community. And then, but they'll lock me and your ass up for selling drugs. Man. Give you time, have people, whoo. And then listen, show you.
They ain't giving you 10 minutes. They giving your ass 10,000
and show you how gangster these jokers is. When they lock you up,
they gonna keep you there till you old and decrepit and then turn you loose. And exonerate you if they tell you, oh, we found you evidence that says you wasn't guilty, but we didn't find that evidence till 50 years later.
They don't care about that, y'all. This was the guest that came on with me this morning, brother Elliot McCants is in the building on a morning recall. I was about to say the morning nip. You heard? And they justify it. Yep. They justify. They justify. Did the president go to jail? Remember, they locked the real Rick Ross ass up, but he was getting his drugs allegedly from the government. They got a whole new movie about it. I'll come over there and get you set up. Hold on 1 second. I'll get it set up. I should have set it up.
My apologies for my tardiness, bro. That court thing take forever. And I wasn't even involved. They was looking at me like it was my fault.
Yeah, you good. Mm-hmm. Let me go here. Hit that right there. Go there. Hit that right there. Well, they see you. Okay. Bam. There you go. We got action.
Uh-oh.
I missed something.
No.
Oh, we got action.
Uh-oh. What's going on, brother Amari? How y'all doing?
Okay, we good. We got action. Now, because I was just breaking down like a lot of stuff that I said we need to really fix our community. Because when we getting these people in these seats, and then you got to look at what they're going against.
I think the first thing that needs to happen before we worry about them is we need to take care of our own internal stuff in our families, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we take care of the internal, then we can force those persons that are supposed to represent us to do something different.
Yeah.
Okay. And Miss Allen, you're absolutely right. It's about profit.
Facts.
And not necessarily about the people.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't see Miss Leela. That's my other little.
I'm gonna have to send it to you.
Yeah.
She listen. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to send it to you. No, I think you do elementary.
I do.
You?
I have taught high school, but there was a clash in ideology, so I got moved because that's how people do that. But good morning, sister. How you doing? You forgot the X. You keep on, but you play too much. But if we take care of our internal things at home, right? So let's look at this weather situation real quick, and then let's find a little parable with it.
Facts.
If the electricity goes out, how are we going to make sure that we be okay till it come back on? If I've got room, that means I can take some people in and help them out.
Facts.
Even if we don't have no power, there's still ways I know how to cook without power, without electricity, or gas. There's those old school ways that many of us still stay on top of. That because we stay on top of them, then we still have these skills to survive. Right. Use batteries for cars. Absolutely. Take your battery out your car, do the whatever you need to, a couple of pieces of aluminum foil, start a fire. Not a problem. You know how many people don't know the basics of even how to start a fire if they don't have matches? You got a fireplace, you can cook on it. You got a gas wood stove, you can cook on it, whatever. There's many different ways that if this crisis becomes a crisis, right? Because in Michigan, we used to having this type of winter. We would complain about how cold it is, whatever, but we're used to it. Power go out, we're used to that. If you do anything other than go to a hotel, if you have any camping skills, you should be good, right? So therefore, you can sustain yourself and your family or anybody else that needs your help. But that means you're taking care of your family. I'm not concerned about what consumers is going to do, what the school board is going to do. I'm not concerned about what the 7th Ward representative is going to do. I'm not concerned about any of it because I'm taking care of the internal workings of my family. What we do is we want to look on the outside thinking they're supposed to fix our shit. I'm sorry. We look on the outside thinking they're going to fix our problems. We should be very clear where the problems come from. Why we have the problems, why we have the not only Vaseline, but also crayons. But not only the trauma that we suffer and still deal with on a daily basis, a moment by moment basis, but we have to, since that's the case, we can't look for somebody who messed you up to fix you.
And I think that's the problem. We ain't realized that yet. We're the only ones who ain't realized that yet, because we still begging to be like listen. And I was telling them, I was having a conversation. That's why I say when I be at physical therapy, I seen a conservative and I seen a liberal.
Mm-hmm.
Ideology, it's very off.
Mm-hmm. But for who though?
Now on our asses,
right?
I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm gonna tell you, and this what I did knew they both. You know what I'm saying? What I seen was I was having a conversation with a gentleman about two different gentlemen. I was having about what happened to the brother Keith Porter Jr. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They got killed on New Year's, and this what blew my mind. And this one I was like, it's society. You know, not one, but both of them. They wanted to go with the ICE individual.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know.
Of course.
Said they wanted to go. Said we tend to believe him. They let me know. Said it's against the law to shoot your guns in the air on New Year's. I said, but do you know it's a lot of laws on the books that they overlook? Then when I heard it, I was like, you know, well, it was against the law. I said, do you understand? He was off duty and went back and put his clothes on.
Right.
And came out and killed the individual. And I said, he said he feared for his life. The gun was shot at him. I said they didn't find no shell casings. And this what was funny. What's up, Raphael? You know, like how we go get our local news here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they check the local news there. I said, what I said was, I said, no, I'm gonna go watch I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I said, I'm gonna go watch the Black podcast that's in that city to get the real feed on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I said, for that reason, because look at our media here. I said, I done started a media company. I said, because we look at Channel 12 here, they don't gonna give you the full story. They're gonna sugarcoat it.
Yep.
And I'm like, and that's where I was like, when I realized it, and when you made that quote about D.L. Hughley, said the worst place for a black man and woman in the mind of a white person.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Queen Anifa? Thank you for tapping in. So when I was looking at, and I'm telling y'all, these was two white individuals that I was having a conversation with, but they both agreed upon like that the ICE officer was innocent. And I was like, damn, both of y'all came up with this. You just assumed he was innocent. Well, the guy shouldn't have been shooting. It's against the law. I couldn't believe it. I said, damn. And I'm sitting up here like, you didn't see nothing wrong with that? And on that one, they agreed upon. Both of them did agree upon. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Both of them agreed upon, as far as the black guy, Keith Porter, being killed, was basically the officer was innocent. But guess where the disagreement came at? I'm talking to you, Brother Elliot. Where do you think the disagreement came at?
The disagreement came at when the woman in Minnesota.
You already know where it came. I didn't even have to go there. You already knew. That's where the disagreement came at.
Yeah.
One was a liberal, one was a conservative.
Yeah, so it didn't matter about killing a black man, no matter what, but it was okay to kill it. It was a problem to kill a white woman, who from the white woman was arguing with the officers. The black man was just shooting his gun out, and if the officers say, "Hey, man, you know that's illegal to shoot you," because he don't even look like the type. Well, bump, I'm gonna shoot at you. He didn't even look like that type of person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it was, and I agree with what you're saying.
Chris.
Was that Chris?
Yeah,
No, after that.
Oh, you talk about
Williams Corporation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it was an opportunity to kill somebody.
Facts.
Therefore, when you had this discussion this morning, it was okay, because it's always been okay to kill black people.
Yeah. And that's what the point I was making. I was like, when I seen it, I said, damn, they disagree. Philosophy on a lot of things is different.
Right. As long as they don't, if it concern their folk,
Yeah.
They're gonna have the same ideology.
And yeah, and that's when I looked at it because I was like, and I'm telling you, because these are the type of conversations I'll be having at physical therapy when I be going up in there. Because I be wanting to see where they at. And I was like, if you call Trump racist, he not racist. Then when you point this out, like I say, what do you think about when he said that the civil rights hurt white people? You know what they do? They be ready to look. They be ready to say something, then they get quiet. I'm like, do you understand? It was laws had to be written for how y'all treated us. Like you had to make laws for y'all. I said, go back to Jack Johnson in case people don't know none of this. Jack Johnson, from winning the heavyweight championship, they went to lynching black folks.
Yeah,
for winning
and created what they call the Mann Act.
Right, and that's what they happen to use on Puff Daddy.
Yeah,
they happen to use that on Puff. That's what I'm saying.
On Puff Daddy, they using on Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, facts. Williams Corporation, evidence of him seizing opportunities when he put on his uniform.
Right.
But see, and that's where to me it was like when I say the cultural difference is that like damn, like I say, these was two. One was a conservative, one was a liberal.
Right. But across the globe, it is okay to kill black folks.
Yeah. Good morning, Christy Coleman. Yeah, because did you see? I'm gonna put it back up for you. Show you what I put up. Did you see this quote right here? This is, I'll make it big. It said, if conservatives who are pro-Second Amendment, hold up, hold on, here it goes. I don't think this one. If conservatives are pro-Second Amendment, why am I hearing so many of you say Alex, what is it, Pretty,
yeah.
Alex Pretty shouldn't have a weapon when he was well within his legal right to carry one? Y'all sounding liberal to me. That was another one I brought up. Now you see what a game come in at.
Yeah, because you pick and choose what works for you. It's okay to kill a black man, and Pretty was I think Hispanic, and he was out there defending somebody else, and they pulled the gun, and you could clearly see pulled the gun, shot him 5 times. So that's okay.
Yeah, man, this the one I want to put up. My bad. Here it go. Here it go. I got it now. It said the reality of America now is that if you had cared when this was happening to black people, it wouldn't be happening to everyone else. Now that's the one I want to put up. Yeah. See, that's where it's like, because you see the police stepping up saying stuff ICE ain't gonna do. What was y'all at when y'all was over here abusing us in these in the inner cities? Right.
So no, hold on. Somebody just said, who is this? Keisha Denise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to believe black folks believe it's okay to unalive black folks. But you also have to understand the internalized oppression. White folks unalive white folks. Chinese people unalive Chinese people. Jewish people unalive Jewish people. White folks going to school and kill kids in school. That is a propaganda. We're not saying it's okay. We're saying it's happened. It happens. But the whole term black on black crime was termed in the 50s and 60s. So you got to watch our other shows. You're missing some stuff. Was coined in the 50s and 60s as propaganda to continue to focus on it being okay to murder black people indiscriminately. But we don't sit around and talk about white on white crime and black on black crime and yellow on yellow crime and red on red crime and none of those other stuff. No, I understand. I get where you're coming from. Yeah. Right. And you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
She was referring to. And that's the problem. I think because it's what they push out. They're not going to tell you what goes on in their neighborhood.
No, you ain't never going to hear that. You're going to hear Johnny Wright went into a school and killed 12 kids. And you know what? He's got problems. He's got, mental evaluation and this and that. But we let him go into a store and buy a gun, and he went in and he killed but they're only going to focus on one person. You got to understand how this propaganda works. But you're absolutely correct. All right. We got to understand how this propaganda works. This propaganda says that because we put through the system that we created, Black people, not only here in America, but across the world, in a particular position, it's okay to indiscriminately kill them. And we're also going to make it across the board. So once again, the most dangerous place that Black people live is in the mind of white folks. Okay, give me one more time for those people in the back. The most dangerous place for people to live, for Black people to live, is in the mind of white folks. So therefore, all of the propaganda, see, this is where some of y'all missing our other shows. All of the propaganda is about making it okay that you kill Black folks. It was okay 200 years ago, 300 years ago to sell somebody for a horse. I'm gonna trade $2 for a horse. It was okay to sell her, that young lady right there, to a farm so she can have a bunch of babies for 2 pigs. You got to understand. So if you are not understanding the history of this country and the history, even what they did to each other in Europe. King Henry the Eighth abdicated and removed himself from being part of the Catholic Church to start the Church of England because the Catholic Church said he couldn't divorce his wife for not having him have a male son, a male heir to take over the throne. So he said, bump it, I'm gonna start the Church of England.
Yeah.
And from there, you got, and now this is before the papal bull by Pope Nicholas the Fifth, who said you can go bring bring African people in and teach them how to love Christ because they don't know. And so this is the shit that we believe. Okay, the same thing that we turn around here and we sit there and believe the same thing that they use to destroy cultures, destroy people. Or you ain't a Christian person, so we can rape you, man or woman or child. Or you ain't a Christian person, so the Christians burn a cross on your yard.
Facts.
They burn a cross in your yard. The Christians lynch you. The same Christians that they go to church and they have a dinner afterwards, they lynch you. And this is the belief. Because they giving you they laid out a set of propaganda. Right? Come on, let's be for real. Because if you go and look at Birth of a Nation and then all the other stuff, the Constitution was not written with African people that they had enslaved and Native American people that they were slaughtering in mind. It's only for rich white landowners.
Right.
When the Civil War, so-called Civil War, was supposed to be over with the fake Emancipation Proclamation, who did they give restitution to? The rich white landowners who turn around and use propaganda that turn around and in turn the poor whites who were working with the blacks at one time in order to be able to eat. Okay, turned around and wrote and created the Ku Klux Klan and Black Legions to keep black folks in their place. And they was Christian folks.
Shit, you see, I mean, excuse my French. Did I miss some? Excuse my French. I didn't sit up here. Cuss. I mean, no, but you see that. Just look on Sundays.
The most segregated place in the nation is Sunday morning.
Yeah, Sunday morning. We got sundown towns around here. I just
Man.
told the people, listen, we
Man.
arguing about not getting clean water. Don't you know Trump could have been and did this? Is why I fall out with the Republicans, and I just don't. And you know what I'm saying? Where they be like, "Well, go over here." Y'all ain't did nothing.
Ain't none of them gonna do
Trump
nothing.
can come right in and say we can get that thing fixed. We're gonna bring in the Army Corps engineers.
Yep.
We can get that together. He can go ahead and do that. You went over there and took the president from Venezuela. But what's more important, taking Venezuela or getting Flint water fixed?
No, man, they don't care nothing about that.
No, they don't. That's why I don't be want to hear that. Like when you get people that, then, and this is where I say it once again. It's the mind state of the people that we dealing with. We want to keep acting like that Jim Crow and all that other stuff, and we dealing with sundown towns in 2026.
Yeah.
We acting like that y'all, I don't want to put it back up. We got people how they feel in the 7th Ward. You had a person said that it was black, the Ali Hokenwater had black fatigue.
Okay, so then if there's another candidate that's better, that is not black, and I don't care what they are, they still gonna get questioned. I don't care whether they black, white, whatever. I'm still gonna we still gonna ask you questions about, what's your position, what's your agenda. Listen, bro, here's the thing. We don't have to acknowledge us. We have to acknowledge us.
Yeah,
we keep on wanting other people to validate us. It is not about them validating anything for us. We have to stop that.
Because they ain't gonna give you nothing.
They ain't gonna validate you. They not supposed to.
Yeah, they keeping their thing going.
That's why in the world would the hyena ask the lion to raise his cubs? Or why would the lion ask the hyena to raise his cub? They're forever enemies.
Yeah.
So why are we keep on asking somebody to validate what it is that Trump is taking down this and that? Who fucking cares? As long as you know it and you teach it, then do so.
But that's what I'm saying. What I think when people get it confused, Trump doing what he's supposed to do, and I said this, and I told these individuals this too, family, and I know they was probably mad. I don't know. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's how I felt, because especially it threw me all the way off when they both tried to downplay that the brother Keith Porter, how he got killed out there. Both of them tried to play it, and this what I said. I said the problem was, and I told both of them this. I went on the phone with both of them. I talked to one when I was at the gym. I said, no, the problem is, I said, let's go back to what your big problem is. They don't want America to be a predominantly melanated country. They want it to be predominantly white.
Yeah.
They want the majority.
Yeah,
and I said, and that's the problem. When you go look, you go look in the inner cities, what do you see in the inner city, in the poor areas? Abortion clinics.
Yep.
What do you see in the well-to-do areas? Fertility clinics.
Yeah.
One want to create life. One want to,
Yep, I agree.
This ain't no rock. And let's be honest, family. The wise understanding what I'm talking about. The fools, like all of us, because I was a fool too, didn't know nothing. That, you know what I'm saying? That's why you saw that guy running up that went to Dearborn, then he ran to Somalia. The Minnesota. It got me calling Minnesota Somalia now. When he ran up there, they whooped his ass in Minnesota. But did you know this is what they was doing when they was building Black Wall Street?
Right.
When they was building Rosewood? When they was building, this now they saying their communities being attacked. But this is people want to act like this wasn't, you didn't have these same type of people back in the 1900s, 1800s, and the early 1900s, the early 1901, 20, all this going on. Now they starting to experience what our neighborhood's been experiencing.
Yep. So even if we look at the little piece that we shared yesterday, where the white woman says that we have to remove ourselves from the covering of whiteness in order to be able to bring this stuff to an end. But they're willing to kill y'all too, and that's part of it.
And they showing it. Shit, they showing it live and direct to you
Right.
that if you go against what we doing, we'll show you.
We'll show you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But we still can go kill the black over here just because we feel like it.
just make it, and we want y'all to feel good that we killing one of them too.
Right.
You know, feel good about that.
Do you know they got some ICE agents that they didn't have that's been raping individuals
Yeah,
allegedly?
I'm sure.
They like it, but this no different when it's the same thing about when we got police department. You see, as they call them, allegedly the cops that don't do right. When they you had one cop, then he went to prison when he raping women.
Yep.
But see, but they act like they don't see this. They act like they don't see this aspect of it. Like when we go and they say, "Oh, we fighting for your freedom, man. We fighting for the Klan to still do what they want to do."
Well, if that's it, yeah, because you fighting for that as well.
Yeah, see,
You're not
don't
fighting to eliminate the Klan.
Yeah. Don't. Let's not exclude that too when we over here fighting for what freedoms.
Right.
Yeah, we still fighting for that freedom. Like I say, I listen to a lot of stuff, man. Listen, I think what the problem is with the Republicans, in my humble opinion, you know, they want to come out and go back to be able to call you a boy and talk to you.
Step in the street when I walk on the sidewalk.
They want that.
Yeah.
And that's what Trump ran up on. He ran on, and that's the crowd that just look at, have people really paid attention to Stephen Miller? Just go back and listen to Stephen Miller. Hell, we didn't have you looked at the Mock Community Board? See, we can go locally where we didn't have questionable where they said they didn't have racist people on the board. Hell, they said they had a racist person allegedly on the county board. Do we forget this, that we acting like these people not on these places, they not here. We acting like they can be your doctors. Then you have
doctor. I was just down at the county for my nephew. Okay. And all the whole time I'm in there, I'm peeping everybody, and I'm watching everybody and how they moving.
Yeah. You see how this whole thing, when you look at the whole system, how it was set up, just think about it. First, when they, like I was telling them earlier, they brought drugs in for that Reagan. They praise Reagan. But what they forget to put in there, Reagan and Oliver North put drugs over in the, bring drugs over to do his Iran-Contra.
Right. Yeah, that's how they make their money.
People didn't think that. You set up here and made or destroyed generations of people.
On purpose. Because we don't need you. Y'all didn't decide to go back to Liberia when we had the American Slave Society.
And can I tell you what this one conservative, one liberal told me? Oh, well, you got to understand, they can disguise it up under, they can put it up under saying national defense. Oh, somewhere that was being said. I said, well, he did go do a look. I said, Oliver North got to come on and make millions of dollars.
What he do? 2 years?
Yeah, but you got other people
in a country club.
And you got other people sitting up in there doing 20 and 30 years.
Right. Yeah, but also what Nancy was doing, she was also talking to tarot card readers about what kind of moves he should make in the government. I just threw that in there.
No. I like what Chris Caleb said. History is repeating itself with the racist great
But this is no different than what we talked about and what people showed in fascist Germany.
Yep.
In Zimbabwe, when Cecil Rhodes was there from Belgium.
Yeah.
In Rwanda and Burundi, when the Dutch was there. This ain't nothing no different. South Africa.
Yeah, but this is the thing. See, they don't want to do that. You can't put that mirror up and show.
No, and that's the issue with America. When you put a mirror up and show you who you are, that's your problem.
Oh, they be pissed. They get pissed when you say. That's why you can see them where they snatching kids up. Oh, let me play this video real quick. I put it up. Let me see. This is why we can get this stuff did and don't nobody see nothing wrong. It's coming from, not everybody see nothing wrong with it. Let me clear that out. Not everybody.
They do it on target. They do it on target.
Minneapolis. Hey, don't stand up. Where are their parties? Hey, anybody else? Point F. The words are. You guys don't have the right. What's your name? What's your name? I'm literally a U.S. citizen.
According to reports, they dumped him off at a Walmart later in the day.
This guy right here, they let him out of the vehicle. They tortured him. This guy? This guy right here, yeah. Tortured.
You okay, man?
No, I'm not okay.
Bro,
Well, congratulations. You have ICE agents terrorizing American citizens, including American citizens at work. In this case, we're talking about federal agents harassing and putting their hands on an American worker at a Target. And as you just heard, he was later dropped off at a Walmart. Jake, your 2 cents.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, I just wanted to pause it right there. Now you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let's give a solution to that. If you don't have a passport, get one.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that stuff not going to happen? It may or may not, but get one because that's a document. And if that means you also need to carry your birth certificate around, do that as well. And if you have children, get their passports too. Do not sit here and think that we can walk around saying, thinking, feeling, believing that something like that won't happen to anyone else. Okay, period. If you happen to have weapons, make sure they're registered. If you also happen to have weapons and you carry, make sure that you have your documentation. Because I don't think that it's not going to happen. They're already in Dearborn because Dearborn is a heavily Islamic city.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lansing, I just found out that they're in Lansing. And that means they're about 45 minutes from here. If they're not here already in some capacity. And they're still going to do what they're going to do.
Facts.
But it also gives you leverage for some other things.
You have to have your stuff on.
If you have your stuff on you, then the other part that gives you is an opportunity to file a massive lawsuit.
And this is where I fall out. And I'm telling, even on that, I didn't have, like I said, even with that, it's a different approach from the conservative to the liberal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
It's still, you got some liberals, not all of them, like, no, they got to do it the right way. But you got the conservative, like, no, this is what they got to do. In my mind, the conservative don't see no wrong on how they come grab you.
Right. No, not at all.
The conservative don't care. We getting you out of here. But yet, this is why I call them hypocrites at. You want people out of your country, but you in everybody's country.
Everybody. And then the issue that you have being in everybody's country is those people don't want you there because you, once again, you figure that you're the best example of high civilization, and you're not.
Right. They in everybody's country, but yet you want people out of your country. That's what you got to understand. And like I say, and I go back. This is where I fall out with Condoleezza Rice. I fall out with what was the Colin Powell.
Mm-hmm.
That people forget when they refused to go to the United Nations. That was one of the meetings to talk about racism. They didn't go. They act like it wasn't no racism.
Right. No. Yeah. Absolutely. Why? Once
Didn't
again,
go.
that goes back to the same thing that we talked about before. That when you made it, and they've given you a little tiny slice of pie that's really actually crumbs, you turn around and say, well, look, everybody else can do it. And that's part of the propaganda.
And when Condoleezza Rice, one of the kids that could have blew up in the basement when they said they blew the church up. Was she one of them? I think she was cousin to the kids.
She was a cousin to one of the kids.
That happened over there. She knew about racism.
Right.
But you see how she figured because she made it, she forgot about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's how it happens.
That's what I said. Candace she was the darling to the conservative class
Right.
when she was calling out blacks. Now she calling them out. You know that she ain't the darling of that the conservatives no more.
No, because now she want to come back underneath the umbrella.
See, Raphael, yeah, she was one of those kids.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember. Listen, a lot of this stuff, believe me, family, I done watched it and was sitting up there some stuff. I have fell off maybe like the last 10 or 12 years on. Like I used to have books on all this stuff. I wasn't on his level, the brother across from me. But
Don't believe that, folks.
no, fires on books, but believe me, I would get books because I had uncles and aunties that did a lot of reading. I had something that was with the Black Panthers, something that was with the Nation. So I kind of got both perspectives.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got the ones that was hustling too. I got that perspective. And they all hated sellouts.
The man.
I'm telling you.
Day, period.
All three hated sellouts. All three factions of the schools that I went to hated sellouts. Jeez.
Oh, well, see, listen though. Okay. If you know, right, I'm gonna be real transparent. I was rolling around and situations going on with your family, whatever. And I was taking care of my sister and all this other stuff. And I didn't renew my tags. Still got my CCW. They pulled me over, and my man said, like, look, that would have been cool. It'd have been cool if you had been a month or two, but you 2 years. I paid the ticket, kept it moving, bro. He didn't ask me about searching my truck. He asked me about none of that. It didn't go down. It was like, I would say, hey, man, this is what's going on. He said, I got to write you the ticket. Write the ticket. I went and paid the ticket. That's it. It's when you give, because one other time, I guess I'll smoke a cigar. A cigar, not a
blunt.
Right. It was a cigar.
Facts.
Okay. And the smoke was coming out of the window because I had the window cracked. Pulled me over. Oh, that's a cigar. Okay. That's it. So they saw the smoke coming out of the car. Said, yep. And I told them where I got the cigar from. And we started talking. Next thing I know, hey, man, when the next time you go into the cigar spot, let me know. Cool. Here's my card. Call him up. And we start kicking it. Yeah. There's another time when dude pull up. What do you stop me for? You can't shine your flashlight in my vehicle. That's an illegal search. You ain't got no reason to be thinking that you're going to escalate something, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're not going to like the result. What did you stop me for? If you're going to write the ticket, and then be on about my way. And that's it. And you be on about your way. You have a great day. But you're not asked, no, you cannot search my vehicle. No, you cannot do any of that. What did you stop me for? Is against my Fourth Amendment rights, even though as much as I say we not part covered in the Constitution, they don't know that. But I do. I'm going to use it too.
Nah, what you saying is the truth. You be knowing which ones is rough. Like I ain't gonna say all of them, but I done ran to a few. It'd be like, oh, ain't no problem. Like,
right.
You got your ID. I remember one was cause like I usually get pulled over. They'll pull me over, come up in there. They'd be like, then some will see me, because if I might have my A10 and be like, man, we know who you is. You got your L's, go. When they run your plate, they know you got license.
Man, they know you.
They know you got car insurance.
They know you got insurance. They know you got license. I had one dude told me, hey, man, the insurance lapsed 2 days ago. You better call your insurance company. Huh? Yeah, damn. You said, yeah, you can figure it. That's how we do it now.
Yeah.
I said, okay, no problem. I call him. We get it together. I ain't seen him since, and I'm glad. But he was cool like that.
Yeah, you get something cool. No, Chris Caleb, no, I know what you talk about, what happened to
Philando Castile.
Yeah, why can't I say Philando? But see, that's when you get them. He wanted to kill.
Yeah, he was looking to kill somebody.
He wanted to do it. But see, that's the problem. They try to act like it's not a lot of them. Them just little
Those
here
are
and
random.
There. Yeah,
no,
random.
They're not random. They're in there.
Right there, I got that from a conservative.
Yep.
When they try to act like That's why we have the Castillo, Philando Castile law in Texas. Facts. But they wanted to do that. They just look at Tamir Rice. Look how when the police pulled up, he pulled up to kill that brother.
12 years
Then
old.
he already had it in his mind.
Yep.
See, that's what they do. They don't know how to tell the difference between a kid and an adult now.
Look,
Just
But look at hold on. I ain't mean to cut you
no,
off.
go ahead.
The mere fact that somebody on the outside called the police and didn't have the guts and the gall enough to go check and see whether this kid had a pellet gun or not before they called the police. That's raggedy on their part. And man, there's a kid out here with a gun. Oh, why not go out there and talk to, hey man, what you doing with the gun?
And go see for yourself.
And go see for yourself before you call in the troops. And now you got a dead 12-year-old boy.
But you know what it is? A lot of them people scared of the youth. Well, that's why you see.
That's the biggest problem that we have in our community.
Yeah.
If we want to talk about fixing anything, you can't be scared to talk to them.
They scared of them because they scared of them. They don't care. Listen, I remember I was having me and my homie was having a conversation about this when we was talking about the new people that was coming in General Motors to show you how to game.
Mm-hmm.
When you think that the people that was leaving out, they will be making it better for the ones that's coming in.
No,
after
they
them.
not. They don't care nothing about that.
No, that's why you see certain stuff. They didn't want it like that. And that just show you how the mind, the state is of them people in General Motors. Well, y'all caught up in the Willie Lynch syndrome too. What I'm talking about. You should have made the laws. It shouldn't be, no, we're going to get ours when the new people come in. The new people shouldn't be going through this. We hire you for 90, 89 days and you off this and that, like the games that they play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That was the ones before you. And I go back this, when you say, what Jesus say, the last sweeper of the house.
Right.
If you the last sweeper, how should the house look?
Man, it should be the cleanest. You the last one.
So why the house not clean?
Yeah, because we're not, we want to let somebody else clean the house.
Yeah. And you finna see, come next, I want to say around March when the weather start clearing up, watch out all these people you finna see in your pastors. Watch how your pastors finna be on their knees.
Y'all pastors.
They finna be on their knees.
They listen to somebody that can't teach you nothing.
Right.
Can't make your life better.
They've been teaching.
I don't understand the reason why y'all still doing it.
Yeah, they've been telling you about God the last 100 years since you've been here. But guess what? When you ride on 75, what color is Jesus?
Man, and he darkening it up.
I mean, because they
ain't put no new fresh coat of blind paint on them.
And that's what I'm saying. But this is the stuff. And I'm not knocking nobody. This is just a fact. You go against what it says in the book, but you get what, you know what? You have us that are still push that propaganda.
Well, that's the issue.
Yeah, we still pushing that propaganda.
That's the issue.
You go in there and look, the churches. Didn't they just prove to y'all they didn't follow in the footsteps? Matter of fact, was Jesus in the church or was he in the streets talking to the people?
Well, we know he was in the streets. But here's this one I'm to say about that, right? It's cold outside.
Facts.
If it's hot and we have a drought or a heat wave, how come? Or if it's cold as it is now, but all of these church members serving the community, why aren't the church doors open to help the people that may be struggling with housing or whatever outside? So, well, we waiting on a family in the back for somebody in the back there to raise their hand and see if they can give us an answer to that.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that too.
Okay. So if we got these places that are practically on every corner, Pilgrims come before that. Practically on every corner.
Facts.
Why would you not be open your doors? Because that's God's work.
You see what you said?
I see him over there. I see him.
No, you said that's God's work.
Yeah,
right?
That's God's work.
So that let you know, are they doing God's work or they doing their work?
No, that's the work that they're doing is personal. I'm not gonna open my storehouse to the people.
Yeah.
What that need it? Only those people that come that I can fleece the flock. That's the only ones I'm opening up to.
Yeah. And you have to. And that's what I'm saying. And if,
Paul, real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, though, brother William, but the Protestants come in 1510 because that's where they started Jamestown the first Jamestown before the second Jamestown was started. But anyway, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. I said y'all giving a history lesson.
Or just a little bit.
Yeah, but you gotta, even with that, you gotta look how they did them. See, we study acting like I said, we see a lot of this stuff that's going on. We acting like, see, we don't see it as that these people is fighting for their existence.
Yeah, that's it.
And
7% of the world population.
Yeah, they fighting for their existence. Do you understand? They have to mix back with their own to produce their own.
Yeah.
You can't go mix with other people. I get it, but I'm not saying it's right. I just see the BS that they doing. I get it when they say they don't want race mixing. I get it. Because if you go that way about it, you knock off their race.
Yeah. Yeah. And you 7% of the world population.
Right. And that's why they playing. They like, listen, in the West, we're going to be a predominantly white country. I get it. I'm not. See, my thing is, I think we be sugarcoating on what's really going on, why they want them immigrants up out of here. And that they allowed, the Democrats have brought what they say 10 to 20 million in, right?
Right.
You heard what Biden told us. Y'all need to get with the Hispanic community. That's what he went and told Al Sharpton and them when they had a meeting with him. And I tell people, the Democrats will not win a race unless they have minorities voting for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Neither will, and the Republicans will, because most of the white folks gonna vote for them.
Right, and because I truly believe America fires, and I believe America and the whites, when we talk, I think they more like 65% conservative. I think white America is more 65% conservative than they is liberal. I think it might be like a little 45%, and that's why they need minority groups so they can win the election.
Yeah, well,
just my humble opinion, and I could be wrong.
But I see we have to focus on America. No, we have to focus on family. I can't worry about the rest of. I can't worry about the person who's supposed to be running the 7th Ward. I ain't worried about that person. Person I don't have a relationship with. I do have a relationship with this brother. I do have a relationship with most of y'all. No, even if you don't typically see me in the daytime, y'all catch me on Sundays and on Tuesdays. I just happened to be off today and had to go to court about my nephew. But this my family as well. I say I just buried my last brother. No, America ain't family, bro. Because if America's family, some of them sons of bitches can stay the fuck over there. Excuse my French early in the morning.
See, Michelle see what I'm talking about. The white population numbers in the U.S. are declining.
Right. Absolutely.
See, you have a lot of them don't want to admit that. And I'm telling you, when I had this conversation with a liberal and I had this conversation with a conservative.
My apologies, family. Yeah. Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, when I had them conversations, they not gonna admit to us that their numbers is declining.
No. But they not why they believe in eugenics and all that other stuff.
That's why I've been laughing. I'm like, nah, and I don't say nothing because I'll be like, look, I go grab a Pat Buchanan book, Death of the West.
Yeah,
see, this ain't go get it, then you can see what he was talking about. I remember when he was on MSNBC, you can go pull it up on YouTube to see how Pat Buchanan was talking. See, we act like this little BS racism that we seeing new. Go look how they was talking back then on the news.
Right. Yeah. And definitely in the 50s and the 60s. Man.
See, hey, KD, on something right here, she said population's declining, and some of these new immigrants don't want to assimilate. We have a mess right now. And that's what the problem is. Baba McCants. That's what Concrete Jungle called you, Baba McCants. You and they are definitely family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
No, but it's no disrespect. Let me say this. There's no disrespect. I don't want white people thinking, no, it's no disrespect. I'm just being honest on how I see it and on what's going on. that they don't want to admit this. I had these conversations with them. Just like when they tell us, when I be hearing, you know, a lot of the foreigners be like, well, blacks don't, are you crazy? Blacks don't want to work. See, when they be telling me that, they be thinking they done said something. I be like, this is the propaganda that they put out here that we don't want to work.
We don't want to work.
Yeah.
We just want to lay around here. This is and it stems.
Yeah.
And it's on YouTube, I promise, unless they took it down. Go look up Birth of a Nation by Cecil B. DeMille in 1950.
Right.
And you'll see everything in there. All the actors were white. And they did blackface. And this is what they used. They showed it for one of the Hoovers.
Was he the president?
He was the president at that time. They showed it in the White House. I'm trying to remember his name. I see his face. They showed it in the White House. And they keep on spinning the same tale. And then sometimes when we do movies, we don't help.
Mm-mm.
When we do movies, we got to have the buffoon, the Jezebel, the mama, because these are the things that they put in the movies.
The jester.
Yeah, these are the things. Woodrow Wilson, thank you, brother. These are the things that they put in the movies. Do I have your number? I got Concrete Jungle's number.
Mm.
Man, you got to send it to Brother Mick or send it to me.
He way down deep. He like deep down.
Texas or Florida. Can't go no deeper than that.
He say deep south. One day when I asked, he said, I'm deep south.
Yeah, deep south.
Yeah.
And they keep on recycling their propaganda, and we keep on recycling it as well because these are the only roles that we get.
Yeah, but that's what, just think about it. All the roles, Chi-Town. All
in Chicago?
Yeah, Chi-Town. You see, damn, that must have been common sense who I'm mixing the two up. If you go look at all the stuff that they saying, just go look at
All right, Queen.
Yeah, Dr. Francis.
Yeah, man, we might have to talk.
Fact, they know that the world believes seeing is believed. No, this is what you see, but that's why when you see the liberal and the conservative, when you see them different too, the liberal don't care about. They like, come on in. The conservative like, hey, fool.
Well,
as you seeing what you, I mean, this the way they like, hey, you about to mess us up.
Well, see, Brother Malcolm said that if you got a liberal conservative, if the knife is stuck in you 9 inches, the conservative is only going to pull it out 3 inches, and the liberal may pull it out another 3 more inches, but it's still inside you, and they're not going to fix the wound.
Right. I think that's why they feel like, why you think they feel like, just think about it. And I get it, because they like saying when Obama was grabbing them, y'all wasn't hollering. Right. It's because it's Trump. But see, the fight is, that's between the liberal and the conservative.
Yeah.
We ain't make no choices about when they was bringing all these individuals in.
No.
We didn't make
no choices about bringing in these 50 South African families who claiming that they worried about some stuff. They worried about some stuff in South Africa that they set up and took advantage of.
But why ain't that kind of hypocritical? Why won't they tell them they got to go back home? You not from there.
Nope.
Like, why is that so hard?
Because
and that's what
transplanting in white families in order to be able to grow the population.
And that's where I find that's wrong. But America brought them right in.
Yeah.
For what reason? Send them back to where they came from.
But Haitian families come over here because you created conditions over in Haiti.
Facts.
Okay. You created conditions in Haiti where you put the first Papa Doc Duvalier in, and he started killing his own people because you made him be power hungry like you did Daniel Noriega and the second Shah of Iran and all of these other people.
Saddam, remember they gave him. And then came back and say, "Oh, we got to go in there and get this together." No, you know why they really took him out?
Took him out because, what? Listen, if you bombed Japan with 2 atomic weapons, but you didn't bomb Germany,
facts,
who gave you way more hell than the Japanese did.
Let's go even farther than this. Remember during Germany, during World War One, or was it World War II?
Which one?
When Hitler was running.
Prime Minister. That's World War II.
Yeah, World War II. Okay, when the Prime Minister. Did you forget when they had who you think the German soldiers ate at and where the black soldiers ate at during that war?
Yeah, man, what?
See, they don't want to talk that. Because even though they was looking at them, they was on the battlefield, they still saw them as they kin folks.
Yeah.
Because they looking at skin.
Right.
See, but when you had the blacks, we over here helping you fight Germany, guess where they had to go eat at? You couldn't go eat with the white folks.
No.
They let the Germans did, even though they was prisoners of war. Guess where they got to eat at? Meaning that we still, the people that we over here that's trying to kill us, we trying to kill them. We gonna treat them better than the black soldiers we got over here fighting for us. So that tell you all you need to know about far as your military. When I hear people say, "Oh, I like the military," let's cut the crap out and acting like racism is not going on in this thing. I just hate it when I see conservatives want to hide their racism. I'm not mad at you on how you feel. Be you. I'd rather know who you is, but don't get mad at me because you can't say nigga. You say it. I can't stop you when you're saying it when you're around your friends. You're saying it when you're behind my back.
Right.
Just be man enough and say it. That's what I say. What I say to you on the phone, I can say to you in your face.
Yep.
What I say over in this crowd, I can say back to you. That's what I hate when we got the ones who playing the game acting like, and I don't put that just on the liberal and you know the conservative, because you see the conservatives really don't want it. They mad because they can't really say what they want to say.
Right.
They feel like they've been put, you know, since Trump then got out and he done peeled back that onion of civility, you know, just think about it. I remember working in the school. One guy walked in and said, "Yeah, Trump in. We got a man now. We got a man." I'm like, "What you mean you got a man? What was Obama? We got a man in the office now." I'm sitting up here looking like, you mean to tell me you got a man? And what was the difference on it was? And it didn't dawn on me like it was the rhetoric that was being spit out. They feel like they've been handicapped when Obama got in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they couldn't come out and say, you know, like Judy said on council, I dated a colored.
Oh, boy.
You know, I want to come out and say, y'all do, you know, I want to be able to say, oh, I'm surprised blacks do homework. You see the rhetoric that's been pushed down. They come, they act like it's a new thing that you came to a household. Blacks ain't just started graduating in the 20s.
Right.
I'm talking about the 2020s. Blacks been graduating.
Man, we at one time, I'm gonna say it again. It's almost 11. But we had a high school called Paul Laurence Dunbar High School.
Yeah.
That scored well over 92% above every high school in the country until integration happened. And we ended up losing that school. But they don't care. No, we don't have a felon. They got a felon. And it's okay for him to do felonious things. Unfortunately, his felonious assaults affect everybody else.
But you see how they pushed it to the side.
Yeah.
The concern. Just think about it. I'm gonna show you how hypocritical these people are. You see how they don't want to bring out the Epstein files. They like with them credible people, but they don't care about when they bring it out on everybody else.
No.
Especially blacks. They love to bring them up to the top. You would hear a white person, Puff Daddies is evil. Oh, wow. What about Reagan? Was he evil?
Flint, Michigan, brother, Chris. Yeah, Reagan was evil from 1967.
But they don't see that.
When he's crucified the Panthers.
Yeah, but they don't see that. I'm just telling you, this is where the cultural difference is at. And I'm starting to see what brother when Eric May said that it's a cultural difference. When he was talking to Judy, no, we just have a cultural difference. Right. We do have a cultural difference.
We have a cultural difference in how we talk.
Yeah.
And the thing is the dominant culture in this country wants us to acquiesce to them all the time. No, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
We ain't doing that.
That's why you can see the police spray the food of the Lawsons that had a permit to cook down there and ain't nothing happen. That's where you can see the police swing on Art and grab Chester, and you would have thought hit Debbie, and Debbie is a white lady. She part of the coalition of color. You see they doing the work. hit her in the chest, snatched Miss Gladys, snatched her shoulder out where she had to have shoulder surgery.
Wow.
See, you see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
This is all the stuff they was able to do. To see what Dreamer said, Andrew Jackson was one of the meanest presidents. Look his history up. But see, when you go to looking up their history, you know what they're going to tell you? Oh, that was during that
That was
time.
during that time.
See, they
There's always an
justify it.
excuse.
Yeah.
There's always a justification, but our continued
And they do it, brother.
upholding of the system.
They do it profoundly without even batting out. That's what I'm saying. That's why when I tell y'all, when I talk to it at this conservative and when I talk to this liberal, when both of them had the same thing on, they believe that the ICE officer was, and they doing it. And listen, both of them don't know. I had talked to the other one.
Right.
If they watching, they probably know now.
Yeah.
Both of them didn't know. They both agreed upon that what happened to Keith, that the police was in the right. But when it got down to the lady in Minnesota, they didn't agree on that.
Right.
They didn't agree.
Hey, Chris, catch me on social media. It's Elliot McCants.
Hey, Dreamer, facts. Lincoln was a liar. He didn't free the enslaved people. No, he said he was fighting he was fighting to try to preserve the Union.
Yep.
He was fighting against the banks.
Yep.
That's who he was.
His position, what he said was, and I'm gonna quote it the best I can. I didn't mean to cut you off, my brother.
No, how do you business?
Is I'm not in favor of allowing the inferior race to be on the same level as the superior race, and I will do all that I can to preserve the Union.
Yes, it's council
like that.
Yeah. It's council today too, family. It's gonna start at 4:30. I'll be on at 4:00. But this what I'm going. You see, I pull Yogi G. Where do people think these people went to with these atrocities happened not that long ago? They act like they went off the face of the earth. They act like they didn't have no kids. They didn't have no seeds and none of this going on.
Right. No, okay. So the name of the book, I'm gonna put it in the chat. Can I put it in the chat?
Go
Real
ahead,
quick?
knock yourself out. I'm just putting this up with good morning, Miss Lorraine Thompson. We can make that because we had 2 hours. Said they're panicking and running scared. From my studies at U of M, we have known for decades the demographics were changing to majority brown. Been trying, coming up with the ways to stop it. Fact. That's why you see these abortion clinics and then you just see they seeing that Latino number jump up. They lost their damn minds. They don't want to see their Guelas running around here. Be messed up about it. They don't get it. Oh, here it go right here. Because y'all know tomorrow, tune in. We doing the Council of Nicaea book tomorrow. A1 News Media Group, The Fire Next Time by James Baldwin. We start next Sunday. Facts, we're going to do an hour, then an hour on the book, right?
Yeah, something
That's
like
how
that.
We're going to
Depending
mix
on
it
how
up.
we rocking.
Yeah,
we're gonna
get
it in.
We're going to mix it up.
Yeah.
So
but y'all better read that first, read the beginning, because it's not in chapters.
Yeah.
It's not in chapters.
Yeah, go check it out. Ellie, you did just quote nasty. This is what we're going through in family, and we have to deal with this. I'm not saying you had plenty whites that was trying to help.
Yeah,
they seen what it was.
We're not right. John Brown. Go read his story.
Yeah.
John Brown, hey. Many people that were on the Underground Railroad that helped out people. Many people that fought righteously. Your Quakers in Pennsylvania at one time owned slaves until they had an epiphany and said, hey, look, we got to stop. It's wrong. But that wasn't everybody.
No, you have, but see, they don't highlight them in history.
No.
See, they look at them as, you know what I'm saying?
That's an anomaly. It happened.
And that's what they don't want. And that's where we gotta get understanding. And I'll say it again. Family, quit letting these people with money dictate to how this city should be run. I'm not saying they ain't gonna be able to do business, but get people who know how to negotiate for us and not nothing who just gonna go along with to get along.
That part right there is absolutely true.
And family, I'm gonna see y'all back at 4:00. I'm gonna start it up at 4:30. Council long. You might see me and Winters might do a little a Q&A afterwards.
Yeah.
We might do a Q&A afterwards if council go, because it's going to be this count. It got 3 things they got to do, brother.
Yes, sir.
3 or 4 things. It might be 2 hours, but they're going to argue for about 4 hours. But the
Ooh,
way stuff
I
been
can't.
going, you can't.
I can't give 4 hours of my life away to that insanity. I can't do it.
But they've been agreeing with so much stuff. They've been getting it done in 2 hours.
Oh well, now if it's 2 hours, I'm gonna be on.
Yeah, they've
I'll
been.
watch it. But
It's
if it's 4 hours, I'm taking a nap. I
No,
promise.
They got one thing to do in the first one, and the second one, I think it's like a couple appointments. It's 3. It's like 4 appointments. We should go quick.
Okay.
But family, tune in. You're gonna see me and Brother Elliot tomorrow on the Council at Nicaea.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
All right, fam. Peace. Thank you all.